Guys, when we come and talk about API testing, so these days, believe me, majority of the automation which is successful or more successful rate of automation is in API testing. Why? Because there is no UI, there is no user interface. The chances of failure are least because there is no sync issue, there are no object to identify, there are no get and send keys in the web objects. So that automatically handles or reduce the chances of failure. And why automation API come into picture? Because now the automation architecture across the industry or across the platforms, across the applications is service driven. So basically, small services are written for a big application, and from the end user they hit the service. So definition wise, this is a documented definition of an API. But in terms of how API works, for example, if you are using a banking application and you wanted to see your fund balance. For example, I have my ICICI Bank application is installed in my mobile, and I want to see what is the RD, FD amount in my bank. I will log in and I'll check using a link. What that link will do, will click the API and will read it. Once I log in from a desktop application, same value of FD and recurring deposit will be there because it is bringing the database value. But the middleware, initially at the beginning of the development of SDLC, when there were no services were there, different code was there for different platforms. But slowly, the once APIs are developed, same set of web middleware used to cater different needs. So this is how API is important for us. Same set of APIs, web services are catering wide environment, wide number of devices, wide number of platforms. Is this definition clear? Because this is the first level of definition which can be asked in an interview. And these days there are a lot of API automation interviews happening than normal automation. So the number of openings are more in API automation. Any questions in this definition wise?
No.
Okay. So guys, API automation, I have explained you the example of what it is, how it is used. Now since the approach like you hit a web service and there is certain set of data you send, and the certain set of data is being retrieved. No, that sending and retrieval is the basic flow. That's it. You send suppose you inquired about an employee details. You send the employee ID. The details of those employee is being sent by the server. That is being sent over an XML or over an JSON. Okay. So now that you need to parse it. That you need to read the response. That's it. So that is why the API automation is easy also. I would say easy also, because only if you understand how to send and retrieve the data, things are done. So basically, there are two set of APIs, the REST APIs and SOAP APIs. I'll give you an example, detailed example, and how to send and receive the information. But before that, these are the main operation: post, get, delete, options, patch, add, put. These are the main operations inside a REST APIs. So question comes, how these information or the operation which I mentioned handles across different platforms. So the answer is it works in the middleware. It doesn't work at the server end or it doesn't work at the client end. I would say it works as the middleware. Okay. So this is for what I have been given example or basic operations in the APIs. Now this is a very important slide which I wanted to ping you. After this class or after the training gets over, always refer these APIs. A long list of APIs are mentioned here. You can do a lot of practice over the anyways. I mean, this list is already there, but I'll ping you. Okay. So these are three APIs site where you can get free APIs which you can use. So I said free APIs. So now I'll explain you how companies are selling their APIs. So it's a business. It's a business model of various companies. For example, that I am a company which is having an API which sells or which convert currency. And now Ramanna or Prem or Sasank has their private limited, or they have their travel company which used to tell their customer the currency rate. So what they can use, what they can do, instead of writing a code or instead of asking their developer to write a logic, they will simply ask me to share my APIs so that they can use in their portals so that they can publish the currency converter. So what I'll do, I'll say, hey, Ramana, I'll charge you $1 per hit or $1 certain number of transactions. And then we will go into a proposal and finalize. Like you will use my APIs across your European customers for this money amount. So this is how API business is growing. So API is not only limited to a company individual. People or companies are writing their APIs and asking or sharing with others, or they are giving their APIs as a service. So these concepts are a little important before understanding or doing for automation, because API automation, once we start doing, you will say, hey, it's nothing. It is way easier than Selenium automation. Any question?
Prakash, do we need to install any tool, other tools like REST API, SOAP? I mean, do we need to install SOAP UI kind of
Okay,
tools?
so I'll tell you. So for REST, we will be using REST Assured, which is free. It's an open source. We will use from Selenium itself. For SOAP services, there is a tool called SOAP UI, but it a limited edition. I mean, for various features, it is free, but most of the features, if you want to use it, is commercial. So this also, I'll sharing you a piece of code, and believe me, the code which I'll be sharing, if you are able to extend that code, that will be itself is a framework. You can sell it in your market. That handy code it is. So I'll be sharing an open source code with you. Okay. So both the things we'll be using from within Eclipse, within Eclipse. No additional tool. That will basically help us in doing seamless automation. Got it? From your Selenium, you can use, even you can call from your Cucumber. You can write a Cucumber test, which will call SOAP services, or which we can call REST services. Okay. So this is the, I mean, power of Eclipse or a Java. If you are using an Eclipse and everything is in Java, so you can use or club each and everything inside a single platform. Now what I'm doing is I'm opening you create a REST assured package and then REST assured test as a class. Do this as a first step. Now I'll be pinging certain dependency. I'm pasting it. You just copy it. So copy these two dependencies. One more. This is a dependency for SOAP. Let's copy now itself. Let's copy these three. And let me know once you are done. So the rest assure tool which we are using will be using test ng annotations. Once you are done, guys, let me know.
Prakash,
Yeah.
uh, like I'm able to download, but it's saying the build is failure for some reason.
Uh,
It's because maybe it's worth
can you
for me
share?
if I share it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share this one. I always get this issue,
Mhm.
compilation error. It is downloaded. Yeah, these rest are downloaded. And it complains saying that, diamond operator does not support this 1.5. Yeah, making sure that, my Java version is 1.7. It is 1.7.
Okay, I have seen this error. So you are saying it is happening every time and you have to change it then and it works?
Yes. So I think we have to use some, like Maven compiler values to set to 1.7 or something like that.
Basically, you wanted me to check the Maven from the POM. Okay, do one thing. We go for a project clean and then run it because if it
Oh,
is working earlier,
it
you did.
tried, yeah.
Can you ping me the error?
Sorry, I think up to date or here.
For others, is it good? Are you able to? So there is a message also comes with this error. Can you share that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we have to understand error. So it's saying actually the meaning of the actual error is in the second line when it says diamond operator. That is the actual error we should start debugging from.
Correct.
Diamond
So
operator
that
is
is test engine. If I go to test engine, line number 64. Yeah.
yeah. You first of all, if you want, you can comment this test engine. We can fix it.
I think this is the problem. If I comment, then
I got it. It is a data provider capability issue because the Java version which might you will be using, you need to keep
1.7, right?
just give it a try. Maybe this time it works because in the rest assured there is nothing catchy we are using. It's a very basic services which we are using.
Right. So maybe delete that. Data provider problem, I think.
Yes, it's a data provider. We have used iterators and which comes for the Java 1.7 compatibility. So for now, you can comment it. I'll tell you a solution. I'll ping you some solution for it.
Okay, right, that's fine.
So don't delete it. Comment it. From line number 35 till the end, you can comment it and then try running it.
Oh.
Yeah, it is working. Good. I think it will work now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now create a class for rest assured test. Everybody is, I mean, on the same page, done with the adding dependencies and all.
So, Prakash, one small question.
Hmm.
Every time when we add a new dependency, do we need to run it install? Run as a Maven install, we need to do that, or
Yeah, see, in Maven, once you add a dependency and save it, it's automatically started downloading it. But there are few cases when it fails. So you need to check to the folder where all the dependencies are downloaded. But yes, 99% of the time, once you save it, it automatically start doing it.
okay. So because I saved it and it is the download is successful, but
Yeah,
when I run Maven run as Maven install, that build got failed actually. Uh, that might not stop the stop this. I think so. It's not a slow stop. Okay.
okay. So guys, there is a method which I have pinged in Collaborate, copy and paste in the rest assure test. And before running it, I just confirm me whether once it's up. I mean, once the configuration is done for you. Can I start?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, I mean, do I need to wait or Sasank, everyone, please confirm.
Yeah, Prakash, I'm done.
Good, good. So see, guys, in the screen you can see a certain set of data which is coming and appearing like this. This is what this data is. This is the data of Open Weather Map, a website, and this data what returns. I have sent a data for Delhi. So for Delhi, a lot of data is being returned: coordinates, weather, uh, base stations, clouds, and a lot of data is here. So what I need to do once this data is returned, first of all, the first test which I'll be running is to test whether this is returning some data or not. So once I click on it and run as test ng test, what it will do, it is hitting, it is running, and it will check the status code, which I have already set as 200. Now you will ask me a question, what is 200? So if we understand the concepts of basic HTTP response code, so 200, when this 200 comes, when the response is successful. When this 500 comes, any idea guys? What is a 500?
Those are server errors, Prakash.
Good. What is 400? Page not found?
Client side errors, I guess.
Okay. So these are the certain errors. So API for API also the error code will be same. Okay. So now what I did here is, first of all, I created a REST object like response I have written. Then I have written RESP. This is my object. Then what I have written is equals to rest assured dot get. And then I have passed the API. So in your company, in your project, there will be APIs. You just pass the API. So what this is returning, it is returning a REST. This will return a REST. So what I need to do, I need to check the status code of the REST. So REST will hold the response code. REST will code many things, so many things. Click on REST and then see as a string, get content type, get cookies, get header, get session, get status code, get status line, get time in. These are all the parameters which will be there. So you can read different data set, session ID, many things will be there. So for me, first step is to make sure that API is up and running. So what I have done is I have stored the rest.get status code and then I place an assert equal, and simple the way we have done assert so far. This is the assert which will this API will bring, and this is the 200. Now what I need to check? I need to check this whether it is returning or not. So I place the @test and I have executed it. So quite quickly go ahead and run it and let me know the outcome. Today's API automation task is little lengthy, will require Java basics. So after after 5-6 example, I'll give the task. And guys, before tomorrow's session, I want you to brush up your inheritance, interfaces, these two things. Just go to the Java basics and redo these two things.
How do you run it, Prakash? Run as Java application only, right?
Run as and test-ng. I'm running here as test-ng test. You can run as a JUnit test also. I mean, it hardly matters because we have to run this thing outside of test-ng also. It will work.
Prakash, can you share that import also, because I could see I'm getting some error in that import code too. Because for response, I could see import response for com.mysql fabric, IO rest assured. Which one should I choose?
Okay, sure. I'm pinging you, and you can show me also if you want. Go ahead. I have placed in the collab edit.
Yeah, I got successful for me, Prakash. I'm able to run.
Okay, so now it is successful. Although just I want you guys to write like this, rest dot, and read all the values, what different APIs it covers.
Prakash, I need some help.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Please share.
So this is this one, the package which you have given, right? The same one. I've
Mhm.
created one more package, rest assured,
Right.
right? In the configurations, run configurations. So this is the project name which you give it, right?
Right.
And what,
Uh,
because
mhm.
I chose like run
Run as
configuration.
run configuration. So run as have you configured testng? If yes, you can run from testng. Else you can run using JUnit.
JUnit, right? So this is our JUnit 4.
Yeah, JUnit. Yeah.
Run all tests for the selected project and test runner is this.
Basically, you need to run a single class instead of all project. You should select.
Yeah, because it's taking it to the hooks, want to skip false dependency injection, the other things, because it is taking the runner class of this.
Mhm.
Not
Just a moment. You can pass the class itself. There should be an option of it.
this is a project.
Project, and then the second option, test class. So can you
Yeah.
select that class? Yeah. Go to the search and select that class.
But it's taking runner class only, right?
Should bring all the classes. Can you
Yeah.
import testng also and run as a test? Have you installed testng plugin?
Yeah.
Okay. So you import testng in the POM itself. Do you have the testng dependency? Helping you.
It is there.
It is there. Okay, good. So why it is not running it like this? From where you are running, highlight this class, rest assured. Don't go from POP. Yeah, I think, yeah, right click on it.